Hey guys, welcome to our video. I was talking with somebody recently who was sued, and we went through their 5 options, which is bankruptcy, fight it on your own, settle it on your own, hire a lawyer to fight it, hire a lawyer to settle. And it turned out the best option for this person was to fight the lawsuit on their own. So do it without a lawyer. And I gave them advice I've been giving people for many, many years, which is a part, not the whole thing, but a part of how you get yourself ready is to go watch a trial. And they asked the question, not with any sarcasm or anything like that, but it's like, seriously, is this really worth my time to do? And I answered that question. I thought, well, maybe this would be a useful video. So the question has been sued by a debt collector I'm handling on my own. Why do you recommend I go watch a trial before my actual trial? Well, to clarify, what I mean is I want you to go watch your particular judge. So if you have Judge Jones, don't go watch Judge Smith. Don't go to another county. Don't say, well, I was sued in Madison County, Alabama, but I'm on vacation down in the Gulf Coast, and so I'm going to go watch another judge in Baldwin County. Don't do that. Your county, your particular judge. And understand, some counties have multiple judges. Actually, most counties do. And so you want to make sure it's your particular judge, because you can have 2 judges that they're on the same floor of the courthouse, but they handle things completely differently. So I want you to go watch your particular judge. Well, why? Here's a couple reasons. Number one, and over the years as I've given people this advice, they kind of, not everybody, but some people kind of laugh at it and say, are you serious? I mean, this is sort of silly to ask us to do this. But I want you to know where you're going. Because if let's say your trial is set 2 weeks from now, and you go today to the courthouse, and you find your judge, and your judge is trying cases today. So obviously you might need to call the judge's office, say, when are you handling small claims cases or district court cases like the one that I'm sued in? And they'll tell you. And so you go there. Well, you obviously have to know where the courthouse is to know where the judge's office is, the courtroom. And then you've got to know where to park. You've got to go through security. And you've got to get to the right courtroom. So if you're there in front of Judge Jones, you want to make sure it's Judge Jones that comes out, not Judge Smith or Judge Buchanan or whoever it might be. Make sure it's your particular judge. Because we have had people that lose their case because they get lost in the courthouse. Or they think, see, some counties in Alabama have 2 courthouses, and they think Judge Jones is going to be in this courthouse, and really she's over in this other one within the same county. So you really want to make sure you're in the right place, and you don't want to miss it. And I've had people that have sat there in a dark courtroom, and these are smart people, and they're like, well, I guess we didn't have court. Then they get their wages garnished, and it turns out they didn't show up to their trial. And when I've talked to them about it, they say, well, I just assumed all the cases were handled in courtroom number 1. Well, we have some courthouses that might have 20 courtrooms. So you don't want to be just playing the odds that, well, maybe I happen to stumble in the right courtroom. You want to be in the right courthouse, in the right courtroom, and that will really help you. Now, number 2, it reduces your nervousness because you get to see how things are going. So let's back up a second. You know where you're going, right? And you know what the courtroom's like. And so when you walk in on your trial date, you're walking in the exact courtroom that you were in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or however long before. And so that lowers the anxiety a little bit. But then you also get a feel for the judge. Judge real formal? Judge pretty casual. Are there going to be 200 people in that courtroom? Or 2 people? It's a different feel. And so you'll know what you're walking into instead of being surprised. And the less nervous you are, the more that you can concentrate on doing a good job in trying your case. And ultimately, what we're trying to get you to do is we want you to have the best chance possible to win your case. So am I saying if you go watch your particular judge 2 or 3 weeks before handle collection cases that I promise you're going to win your... No, of course not. It's just one part of it. But what if it increases your chances 10%, 20%, 30%? It's pretty major. And so that's what I want you to do. See how the lawyers act. See how consumers act. And you'll observe things like, ooh, that was good. Let me write that down. Or you'll say, okay, I realize I will never do that. So let's say a consumer comes in 10 minutes late. They're in a t-shirt and blue jeans. I have a baseball hat on. And judge already called their case, and judge sees them. And it's like, well, what are you here for? Well, I'm here for my case. The judge says, well, what's your name? Billy. Oh, Billy, do you have a last name? Yeah, it's Billy Smith. You should know that. And so you're sitting there observing this going, wow, this is absolutely the wrong way to handle yourself when you walk into a courtroom. So you make notes. See, there's no pressure on you because it's not your day of trial. So you get to be an observer. So then when you go to trial, you can use all the things you've learned. Now, there's obviously more to this than just watching trials. There's other stuff that you've got to learn, but this is a really important point. And so those that I have found that try the case on their own, that skip this step, usually lose or they panic when they get there because they say, well, I didn't know the lawyer was going to talk to me and ask me to go out in the hallway. Well, if you had gone 2 or 3 weeks before, you would see every single case. The collection lawyer goes up to the consumer and says, hey, let's go talk in the hallway. And so again, it just reduces your nervousness, gives you the best possible chance, and that's what it's all about. So hope that this is helpful. If you are interested in this type of thing, we have other videos that you can watch that talk about getting prepared or what the overview of the process is like. And if you have any questions, you can go to alabamaconsumer.com. You can call us 205-879-2447 or contact johnwatts.com. That'll take you directly to our contact page. And look, if you're sued outside of Alabama, I can't help you with your case. Like every state's different. I'm not licensed in other states. And this is not like being in federal court suing a debt collector. I mean, I can be brought into basically any state to do that by a lawyer in that state. But it doesn't make sense for me to be involved in if you're sued in small claims court in New York or whatever it's called in New York. And the customs are so different in every state. And even within a state, it can be different. So you really need to get a lawyer in your state to answer questions about your particular state. But if you're doing this on your own, I highly, highly recommend go watch your particular judge handle debt collection cases well before it's time for your trial. And I think that will give you the best possible chance of winning. Okay, thanks for watching us and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.